So maybe it's like, how do you figure it out, Julie? How did you figure it out? And then you could say,
Yeah. Well, I
a work
would
in
say-
progress or
yeah, I would
whatever. Like,
say
it's not figured
you
out.
Just stay flexible
Yeah.
to the opportunities as they present themselves and
Love that.
open.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And working those pop-ups, and there's
Yeah,
something
that's hard work.
that's hard.
I
It's hard.
really have a lot of respect for, there's so many entrepreneurial people out there and people doing their thing, you know. I'd almost say we're a dime a dozen, right? Because it's not just a select few. There's a lot of people, you know, that I've seen personally, even at these pop-ups, that are selling all kinds of
Right.
things that are meaningful to them. And it's hard work, you know, like you can do it, but you need to have a really good work ethic. You know, I think sometimes when I think about retail, for instance, people, you know, come to work in retail because they think it'll be fun and just to dress up all day and dress other people. And that's a part of it, but that's not all of it. There's a lot of other things, as you ladies know.
Yeah.
Work a pop-up and it will humble you.
Absolutely.
In a hot second, right? Am I right?
I've never
Put
had to do a pop-up
oh,
for real
man.
estate.
It's a
Unless it's
lot.
like an open house.
Put yourself out there. It's
Similar, you know?
It is vulnerable, and
Yep.
you know, some of these you'll be there all day, and no one will come talk to you.
Yeah. Or no one will buy something.
No one will buy something.
You know, and like you literally.
And you're exchanging your time for
Oh
your
my
energy
goodness,
and
yeah.
money.
Time for
and
your kid. You could be spending with your children.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. So that's when my daughter got involved, is that she was going to like run that side of it for us. And we did some really great ones, like mostly like good venues, you know, a couple wineries that have good traffic. You know, what else did we do? I can't remember the other places, but some really good venues. And it's a lot of work.
just the
it's a-
setup, just getting ready the night before, and the setup, and all your
Yeah.
props, and then the
Yeah, so you have to kind of think about time investment versus
what's the trade-off?
exposure, right? Because some of
Yes.
it's not all monetary at the immediate, and you have to decide, like, is that the best approach? And for some it is, but for me, I wanted to focus that bulk of time. If I'm devoting 8 to 10 hours to something, I thought that there's other things I could be doing that might be a little bit better ROI.
Right. And I think that's what being a business owner is, right?
Yeah.
You have to look what the return on that investment is going to be for your
Yes.
time. And if it doesn't make sense, it might have been fun. You might have gotten your face out there and the name out there.
Yeah.
But
Every
it
single one I
wasn't
did
lucrative,
was fun.
you know?
It was fun. I had a
Right.
great time.
you make connections.
Great
You
people,
network.
great connections. That's how I met Marcy at Wild Grove, the owner there. We did a pop-up
out at the
toge-
at a winery?
we did a pop-up together out
how
at oh my goodness, one of the wineries.
Okay.
And it's like blinking right now. And that's how I met her. So I've met like a lot of different people in a lot of different ways through this business that I wouldn't have otherwise. Yeah.
I think that's what's so fascinating about being a creative too, is a lot of times you'll go to these vintage, I was in Montana and I went to one and there was 3 jewelry makers and then there was a bread maker. I'm trying to think what they called, but it was this whole artisan thing, and then pottery.
Yeah.
And then those who like paint cars and make cowboy hats,
Yeah.
and
It's like a collective.
yes,
That's-
very much.
You know, that's what the Wild Grove is. It's a collective
I like
of
that.
creatives.
Yeah, that's
And I love it. I love being a part of it. I love meeting other people that are, expressing their creativity and, sharing it. It's great to be around like-minded people. And I think she's got 30 to 40 people in there right
Wow.
now. So
That's a huge collective.
yeah.
then.
Yep.
Let me also ask you the hard stuff. Mm-hmm. You have, let's say, a month that's just not great.
Yeah.
What do you do to, pick yourself up and kind of reevaluate and just keep going? Are there any tips you can share, or or an item of jewelry that maybe just doesn't sell like you thought it would? Mm-hmm. You probably have to do a lot of that reevaluation within your business and just kind of on to the next. Can you?
Yeah. There's a lot to unpack in that.
Yeah, there is.
No, I'm just, I'm thinking there's been times where I've been like, should I still be doing this? Mm-hmm. Because maybe I didn't sell anything for a couple weeks, or,
And we all have months like that.
Yeah.
No matter who you are, no matter what you do.
Yeah. Or maybe something in my life, blows up, and now I have to balance, right? All of these things, all of these balls in the air. But what I think keeps me going and what has saved me every time, and again, this is one of those, like, nothing's a coincidence as far as I'm concerned, is like, all of a sudden, I'll sell a bunch of stuff. Like, right at that moment where I'm like,
you're about
maybe I'm just gonna
throw in the towel.
Working. Yeah, right. Maybe I'm just gonna like throw in the towel and just do it for myself and my friends. And all of a sudden, like,
so
someone will buy a piece or a few pieces or a big order or whatever, and then it's like validation. Okay, I'm gonna stay the course and I'm gonna keep going. And right now, it's a very small business. It's what I would call, or what one would call as a side hustle, but I know what it could be. And that's what keeps me going too, is like, I have a vision and I see it. I just can't do it all right now, but it's like I'm planting seeds along the way to get to that point of like full-fledged business.
And one last question for you, Julie, what is your why? Who or what is your why?
Yeah, everything I do with consideration for my kids. Like, that's always my why. Like, behind, making things better for them, whether it be that they see me doing something that maybe they'll want to do down the road and I'm inspiring that, to do their own thing, or whether it just brings in enough money to get that extra thing that one of them wanted, So that's a big why for me. But beyond that, I've always thought I was creative, but I really lost that creativity in not having the time to explore and to play, and, just working and traveling and 3 kids at home and at times 3 different schools. And there wasn't a lot of time for creativity in those years. So I think just really coming back to myself and who I am as a person, and really enjoying the process. I get to use my business mind, which I've used for a really long time, but I really am embracing the creativity part of it, because I think it's bringing out a lot of satisfaction for me in, having something as a vision and then creating it. It's a really amazing process. And I don't know if you guys have outside creative hobbies, but like, it can be expressed in so many different ways, and it just happens to be jewelry for me.
What I love that I heard you say is it's like you had a return to self.
Yeah. Been working on that a lot.
And there's something very liberating and cathartic and healing, when you can create space and time to do your inner work and to feel that inner nature. So
and I think
bravo to you for taking the time for yourself.
Yeah, I feel really grateful that, it just kind of unfolded the way that it did. So it's been more than just a jewelry business for me. It's been a lot of, like you said, self-reflection, growth, challenging myself. We tend to get very comfortable in our routines, So part of what I've been doing is really trying to break myself out of my comfort zone. And like you guys with the podcast, right? Like doing things that, I've never done before. And it's scary. And sometimes your first reaction is like, I'm not going to do that. And then you're like, no, wait, that's the old Julie. The new one's going to do this, So I think that there's a lot to be said for just embracing new experiences and new things.
And what else I loved is you had said, when somebody asked, or suggested you start selling it, and you're like, wow, somebody sees the value and the creativity. And we've talked about that before. When you have your first customer, you're in business, So that's a big deal. And where can people locally, this is in Woodland, California, where can they find your beautiful jewelry?
Yeah. The main bulk of my jewelry is at Luca Boutique, and she's fantastic. I don't think enough people know about that boutique. I was actually, on another note, I was working there on Sundays for my jewelry. So that was just another aspect of the business. I did that for a year. I was working 6 days a week. I didn't mention that. But she's got great items, and she's been so supportive. She was the first store I went into to support my journey, and we've been together now about a year and a half, and fantastic. I also just joined a Wild Grove Collective. They opened in July, so I have a table there. I just got a spot at Blue Wing Gallery for all those art fanatics in town. And I have my website, so MerakiJewelryCA.myshopify.com.
Okay.
So I have that, and I've also done some work with Haven as well. So I'm actually supposed to do a pop-up there next month. So speaking of pop-ups.
Yeah. What I love is about this Woodland community, and I hope it's every community, even within a community in a greater metropolitan area, is we are very supportive of each other. I think we want everybody to succeed and rise, and so that's one of the things I really love about Woodland.
Yeah. Definitely.
I think that's what I felt throughout this journey, is just a really strong sense of camaraderie with like-minded women that has been so amazing for me in my journey to meet some of the people I have, get to know them and their stories. There's a lot of great things happening out there. Yeah. People are doing some, amazing things, and it's very inspirational to surround yourself with that community.
Yeah. Especially when you get into the messy part, right? Yeah. Especially when you get into the messy and start self-doubting, and we need to lift each other up and keep each other going. So.
And that's what I love about it. I think that everyone, tries to support each other, whether it be on social media or word of mouth. I mean, this is a very small town, and we all have grown up here, right? I think you grew up here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And, it's twice the size now of when I, so it's nice because it has a balance of like those roots and what you know it to be, and all those relationships and people you've known for a really long time, and then a lot of new people coming to the area too. Yeah.